Moon Platoon, it's moon time, and you guys need to know exactly what's going on with Andrew's hair as well as GME. This is your GameStop explosive warning, right? We are looking at the MACD right below my face, and we are taking a quick look at the bounce that is likely going to happen. A lot of people are probably taking a look at the MACD and saying, look at how it's going to cross underneath the signal line this weekend coming up right here. Bash down the hatches. It's over. Ready, run for cover. No, I'm expecting a major bounce. And here is exactly why. Stay until the end of the video. Make sure for Andrew's hair volume to continue rising for this video to get up to 1,400 likes. And here we go. Comment out which one you are. 23% retracement up here, right? That is at the $233 mark. GME is looking nice and pretty to be able to take on because we are seeing some patterns that people probably haven't even talked about that you have yet heard of. Look at this cup and handle from the last week alone, right? Cup and handles usually take a while to form, probably days to weeks, but in the micro sense, in the sense that GME is playing more volatilely and in a faster, more catalyzed form than normal price action, it looks like GME had a successful rip from that cup and handle, and look at where another one is forming. Right? It takes 3 days for this to form. Usually even the handle itself takes at least a week or more, but right now I'm feeling more hopeful than bashful, and GME is giving us a run for its money. There is little to no space between these levels, 195 to 219 here, right? It's been weeks, it's been months since GME has crossed over to that 233. Remember, the last time we were even getting close to that was during the March squeeze over here. So let's take a look. Boom, 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 pow. Look at that price action from within 1 day all the way up to 348 and then flash crash. We were live streaming that day all the way down to, what is that, 170. So 50% crash within a few minutes of each other. So if you guys don't want to miss out, that bell button is right next to it. I know most of you have already subscribed. We have one of the best subscribe to unsubscribe ratios of viewers out there. But just so you guys know, don't miss out on the next major rip here. Also, for GME's sake, we have to talk about its implied volatility surging. That gamma ramp looks pretty darn sharp for GameStop moving forward. But first things first, let's take a look at those Ortex numbers here. Short interest, right? Plus 0.4%. So now we have first time in a long time we've seen GME cross over 20% short interest as officially reported by Ortex. It scans over 85% of the market so that it's reporting more valuable and accurate data than the short sellers are loath to disclose to us. Remember, those regulations about data transparency are getting worse and worse and worse as we are trying to get better and better data consistency and transparency. One of the things that I do want to be able to point out is that the last time we were here, right, about 1997 or high 10s, low, not quite at 20%. One of the things that we were talking about here is whether or not GME is going to continue this cycle of absolute rock bottom cost to borrow averages. And we've talked about this in a previous episode of this channel. So if you guys want to continue building on your brain and understanding why this is, that is an excellent way to be able to go about it. And also Ortex, as well as Webull, the app that I was just using to track the price action, are all link affiliates down below. You can get 2 free stocks on Webull, and you can get Ortex for, I think, up to some amount of days free if you use the link in the description down below. Finally, let's talk about implied volatility surging for its stock options. What is IV? We've talked about it many times before, but it shows how much movement the market is expecting in the future, right? Options with high levels of IV suggest that the investors in the underlying stocks are expecting a big move in one direction or another. So it also means that there's an event coming up soon that could cause a big rally or a huge sell-off. However, implied volatility is only one piece of the puzzle when putting together an options trading strategy. And if you guys wanted to be able to get better at understanding that options chain, well, Options Sonar is one of the links for you in the description, or Tiblio is an all-out options strategy tool, and we are going to not only be sending out a couple of rockets and free swag when we get to 90,000 subscribers, but also going to talk to some Tiblio founders to be able to understand exactly what the options chain is from their point of view and what's most important. Given the way that analysts feel about GameStop right now, this huge implied volatility could mean there's a trade developing. Oftentimes, options traders look for options with high levels of implied volatility to sell premium. This is a strategy many seasoned traders use because it captures decay. At expiration, the hope for these traders is that the underlying stock does not move as much as originally expected. Right now, even though GME is a Zacks ranked number 3, which is a hold, it ranks in the top 37% of Zacks industry rank. Over the last 60 days, no analysts have increased their earnings estimates for the current quarter, while 4 have dropped their estimates. So the net effect has widened the Zacks consensus that they're for the current quarter from a loss of 41 cents to a loss of 56 cents. So we are seeing mainstream coming on, giving us a little sneak peek of what they think for GME and why it's important to be able to understand what FUD is from fiction. Let's see what Mr. Jose Carlo Mari Totok wants to say about should you consider investing in GameStop. This was written back on Friday, right around the beginning of the market. Rhizome Partners, an investment management firm, published its first quarter 2021 investor letter. Right, it can be downloaded here. Well, we should, or maybe you shouldn't. Rhizome Partners, in its Q1 2021 letter, mentioned GameStop and shared its insights of the company. GME delivered an impressive 800% return, massively extending its 12-month gains to 3,700%. Like, can you? I might just take a shot just for that idea. Guys, look at this. Look at you. Look at me. Look at my hair. All right, real quick, off screen. That's a Sunday brunch right there. All right, as of May 19th, 2021, the stock closed at 168.83 per share. Right, real close to 169. Here's what they say. GameStop is a heavily shorted legacy video game retailer that saw its stock price rise from 17 to a peak of 483 within a month. It appears that retail investors on a reddit.com forum called WallStreetBets used memes. They're still talking about WallStreetBets. That is 2 subreddits away from reality, from current super stonk right now. Our calculations show that GameStop does not belong in our list of 30 most popular stocks among hedge funds. As the end of the fourth quarter of 2020, GameStop Core was in 27 hedge fund portfolios. The top 10 stocks among hedge funds returned 231% between 2015 and 2020, and that quickly is coming to a close. Hedge funds, you are making way for the future. The greatest wealth transfer we have seen in history, and it's coming up. You have been dismissing our articles about top hedge fund stocks mostly because you were fed biased information by other media outlets. Could have been double the size of your nest egg by investing in the top hedge fund stocks instead of the dumb S&P 500 ETFs. That's the ticket, right? You have been following us since February, and you know when GME was at the 40s and AMC was underneath the 5s and underneath the 10s, you knew that this was coming around. So those of you who liked their Sunday morning sources and are ready for the Monday, let me hear it in the comments. Let's hear some scissors. Let's hear some rockets. And most importantly, thank you guys for those of you who, even despite my crazy hair, go into the join button next to the subscribe button and show your love there, or give Meatball a nice pat by heading on over to one of the affiliate links down below or to Patreon. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the money. Peace.